Very good morning, dear students. So, as you all know, we have been discussing about the biogeochemical cycles, and the next important cycle in the biogeochemical cycle, that is sulfur cycle. So, we are going to see the importance and the microbial role of how the sulfur is cycling through the ecosystem. Then before we are going to discuss the details about sulfur cycle, so you should know the importance of sulfur. So what are the relevance of sulfur? Sulfur, generally this is regarded as the 10th most common element in the ecosystem. Then these are generally solid at room temperature. They are brittle yellow, tasteless and odorless, non-metallic elements. The major forms of sulfur in the ecosystem are that exist in the form of the majority of the sulfur are exist in the form of the king of acid, that is sulfuric acid, hydrogen sulfide, then sulfite, then sulfides, then elemental sulfur. Then what are the importance of the sulfur is the sulfur is a part of lot of biomolecules in the ecosystem. So this is one of the essential component in several biomolecules such as proteins and enzymes, which are commonly present in plants and animals. In the case of protein, as you all know, the building blocks of proteins are amino acids, and these amino acids, 20 amino acids, among the 20 amino acids, there are two important amino acids are cysteine and methionine. And as you all know, methionine is the first amino acid that is existing in the protein, that is methionine in the translation. And this methionine and cysteine are the sulfur containing amino acid. And what the sulfur will do in the protein? That provides the stability. So sulfur has stability. For example, the protein insulin that has A chain and B chain, and both the chains are stabilized by the disulfide linkages. So this disulfide linkages provides the stability, the structural stability of the protein. So that disulfide linkages are produced by the linkage between sulfur. So as you all know, the valency of sulfur is 6. It will be producing a very strong bond, disulfide linkages. Then the sulfur also a part of the several vitamins and molecules such as coenzymes. Sulfur is another important part. So because of all this relevance, sulfur has a tremendous role in the ecosystem, and then that is why this sulfur will be produced the sulfur cycle. How the sulfur cycle is illustrated here? It has so many phases, starting from the organic sulfur, and you will be having the sulfite, then you will be having the sulfur dioxide, then hydrogen sulfide. Okay, then similarly that will be going through the all the three systems. Okay, the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere. So what do you mean by sulfur cycle? The movement and transport of the sulfur and sulfur related component from one phase to another through this ecosystem. That means to say the collection of process by which the sulfur migrate or transport between the rocks, waterways and the living system. And this cycle is very important because they affect many minerals in the ecosystem. So sulfur cycle has a tremendous role in the ecosystem. Then briefly, the sulfur cycle comprises of the following reaction. So generally the first step is the mineralization of the complex organic molecule that consisting of the sulfur into the inorganic sulfur form such as hydrogen sulfide H2S and the elemental sulfur and sulfide minerals. So that is known as the mineralization, the conversion of the the formation of mineral from the organic sulfur into inorganic forms. The second one is oxidation of this sulfur derivatives such as hydrogen sulfide, sulfides and the elemental sulfur to sulfate. Okay, oxidation of sulfur derivative to sulfate. So that is the next important step. Like oxidation, another important reaction is the reduction. So the sulfur will be reduced to sulfide. Okay, the sulfate will be reduced to sulfide. Then finally the migration. Okay, and the sulfate from one phase to another. Finally the incorporation of the sulfide into the organic component. So this is the outline of the sulfur cycle. And as you can see in this figure, there are so many steps. As I told, all the three systems are involving, and the major steps of sulfur cycle are dissimilation, assimilation, oxidation and respiration. Okay, dissimilatory pathway, assimilatory pathway, oxidative pathway and respirative pathway, both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now we are going to see the details about all those pathways. So first one, the dissimilation. So the dissimilation, here you can see the once the plants, animals etc. will be decayed, and this plants consisting of sulfur that will be dissimilated to form elementary sulfur. Okay, so this is known as this is the one particular step. Okay, and due to microbial degradation also. Then another important thing, again the decomposition of microorganism from the plants and animals, the sulfhydryl groups of protein, the plants, animals etc., especially the animal consisting of a lot of proteins, and the proteins are decomposed by the microorganism, and that is also a dissimilatory pathway. So what will happen, the such a sulfhydryl group will be it will be affected there. Then second one is assimilation. So the assimilation is you can see here the sulfur, the H2S, okay, hydrogen sulfide will be volatilized to form sulfur emission. Okay, the volatile sulfur emission will be produced by this particular process. So that is the assimilation. And here the sulfate, that is also convert into the solution, and the plant will be uptake the solution. In the solution the plant uptake will happen. Similarly the assimilatory assimilation of the same sulfate by the plant and the bacteria. Okay, so this is the second step. The third one is the oxidation, the major important steps. Okay, so here you can see the elementary, the excreta of animals, various animals, okay, consisting of the sulfur, the proteins and other components, and that consisting of sulfur, and that particular due to the excretion large amount of elementary sulfur will be produced. Okay, and this elementary sulfur will be converted into sulfite. Okay, sulfate. Then similarly the elementary sulfur also will be converted into by another pathway by certain microorganism into sulfate. Okay, then similarly the hydrogen sulfide will be converted into elementary sulfur, and certain purple and green bacteria, certain type of bacteria that produces hydrogen sulfide to convert hydrogen sulfide into elemental sulfur. Okay, that is the oxidative process. Then the anaerobic respiration, mainly aerobic and anaerobic process. Here you can see the aerobic process, here anaerobic process. Here you can see this sulfate will be reduced by certain bacteria such as D-sulfovibrio and produces hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so this is the pathway. Then this is the anaerobic respiration. So these are the overview of a sulfur cycle, and that involves the activity of lot of bacteria and fungi and algae. Okay, in case other microorganisms also. Then the major mechanism, this sulfur cycle consisting of two important mechanisms. One is the assimilatory sulfate reduction, next one is dissimilatory sulfate reduction. Okay, assimilatory sulfate reduction, where the sulfate will be produced from various sulfur components that will be reduced by the bacteria, fungi and plants. Okay, so it is reduced by the sulfate that is present in the various components that is reduced as sulfate by the by all these organisms. And later what will happen, there is a desulfuration will happen. Okay, the desulfuration is exactly similar to that of the, in the case of a nitrogen cycle we have discussed deamination, exactly the removal of the sulfur component. Okay, the organic molecule containing sulfur can be removed and produces hydrogen sulfide gas. Okay, that is the desulfuration process. Then next one is the oxidation of hydrogen sulfide to produce the elemental sulfur. Okay, there's a elemental sulfur S8 in the form of S8. Okay, so elemental sulfur formation, and this generally occurs in the photosynthetic green and photosynthetic green and purple sulfur bacteria and some chemolithotrophs. So this is happened due to the activity of photosynthetic green and purple sulfur bacteria and some of the chemolithotrophs. Okay, then later the oxidation in elemental sulfur by sulfur oxidizers produces the sulfate. Okay, the elemental sulfur will be oxidized by lot of sulfur oxidizing organism and produces sulfate. Okay, so these are the another important steps. Then like assimilatory sulfate reduction, another process known as dissimilatory or dissimilatory sulfur reduction, where the elementary sulfur directly reduced to hydrogen sulfide by a lot of microorganisms, and this sulfate commonly produces hydrogen sulfide from sulfate as well. Okay, the sulfate commonly produces hydrogen sulfide from the sulfate. So this is the overall mechanism of sulfur cycle. Then what is the role of microorganism? In each and every steps there is a lot of microorganism will be involved. So we will discuss the role of microorganism one by one. Okay, so generally this elementary sulfur will be directly reduced to hydrogen sulfide by sulfur reducing organism, sulfur reducing bacteria. Okay, so that is the first case. Then this elemental sulfur also converts into sulfite. Okay, by using oxidation process, that will be oxidized to produce a sulfide. Then a part of the sulfide will be directly converted into H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide, and both aerobic as well as anaerobic bacteria are involved in this particular case. Okay, the organisms such as Alteromonas, Clostridium, D-sulfovibrio, D-sulfatomaculum. Okay, these are the major organisms that converts sulfide to hydrogen sulfide. Then later this elemental sulfur will be converted into sulfide, then it converted into sulfate. Okay, so once it produces sulfate, what will happen? This sulfate will be reduced to hydrogen sulfide by the dissimilatory pathway. So this is sulfate reduction. This is, we have discussed, this is mainly performed by desulfovibrio. Okay, desulfovibrio. The dissimilatory pathway mainly performed by desulfovibrio. Okay, then this sulfate further oxidized to form organic sulfur. There you can see this is further reduced to form organic sulfur. There you can see sulfate reduction is happening. There the sulfate will be reduced to form the sulfate. Sulfate will be reduced to form the organic sulfur. So there you can see the role of assimilatory sulfate reducing bacteria. Then this organic sulfur produced by using mineralization, this organic sulfur that will be converted into hydrogen sulfide. Then another pathway, the hydrogen sulfide will be oxidized to form elementary sulfur. Okay, by using lot of pathway. This is the both aerobic and anaerobic pathways. Okay, and this sulfur oxidation is happening by both aerobic organism as well as anaerobic organism. Okay, and this the aerobic organisms are Thiobacillus, mainly Thiobacillus thioxidans, then Beggiotova, then Thiothrix, then aerobic anoxygenic phototrophic bacteria. Okay, these are aerobic sulfur oxidizing bacteria. Then anaerobic sulfur oxidizing bacteria are also present in this atmosphere. Okay, so for example, chlorobium and chromatium. Okay, so chlorobium and chromatium are the anaerobic sulfur oxidizing bacteria. So here you can see the major pathway is an oxidation. So here you can see elementary sulfur oxidized to form sulfite. Sulfite then produces sulfate. Then sulfate reduces to organic sulfur. Then finally using mineralization process it reaches this sulfite. Okay, so this is the assimilatory pathway. Then the dissimilatory pathway are mainly reduction. From here you can see elementary sulfur is reduced to hydrogen sulfide. Then sulfite is reduced to hydrogen sulfide. Then sulfate is reduced by hydrogen sulfide. This is dissimilatory pathway. So I hope you all understood what is an assimilatory sulfate reduction and dissimilatory sulfate reduction. Okay, so this is very, very important. Then again to summarize the role of microorganism, these are the major microorganism involved. So the photosynthetic and chemosynthetic bacteria mainly contribute a lot of a role in the maintenance of the sulfur cycle in the ecosystem. Then the sulfate and sulfite reduction carried out by most important bacteria such as desulfovibrio and other microorganisms that produces the dissimilatory pathway, and that also have the tremendous role in the sulfur cycle. Then the sulfate reduction resulting into the organic sulfur forms. Okay, that is assimilatory process. Later the elemental sulfur reduction to sulfide is carried out by the lot of organism, Desulforomonas, thermophilic archaea and cyanobacteria in the sediments. Okay, in the hypersaline or ocean, deep ocean sediments. Okay, then the sulfur oxidation can be carried out by the wide range of aerobic chemotrophs and by aerobic and anaerobic phototrophs. Both aerobic and anaerobic phototrophs and aerobic chemotrophs are plays a very vital role, as we have shown here in the process, the oxidation of the sulfur. Okay, the oxidation of the sulfur in the ecosystem. Okay, then these are the main important role. Then as I said, in this oxidation, dissimilatory sulfate reduction is the most important activity that is performed by desulfovibrio, where the sulfite, okay, the sulfite will be oxidized. This is an ATP dependent process. ATP utilized here, okay, and that will be phosphate will be released out, okay, and the energy will be utilized to produce adenosine or phosphosulfate, okay, your APS, okay. So this APS will be further converted to sulfite, okay, sulfite, okay. So this sulfite will be further converted into sulfite, okay. So sulfite, APS, sulfite, then sulfite, okay. And this is the main process in which the desulfovibrio is carrying out in the ecosystem. So this is very important process, okay. Then these are the common aspects about the sulfur cycle, and sulfur cycle contribute lot of detrimental impact also to the ecosystem. One such detrimental impact is commonly known as acid rain, okay. So what do you mean by acid rain? The burning of fossil fuels from the factories and automobile industries, okay, all such kind of industry that emit lot of sulfur dioxide, okay, similarly nitrous oxide also, sulfur dioxide to the ecosystem, and this sulfur dioxide will be combined with the water that is present in clouds and produces sulfuric acid. You know that sulfuric acid is an acidic in nature. So once the rain or snow or on other phenomenon comes, then what will happen? This sulfuric acid that is produced due to this particular process entered to the ecosystem, okay. And this has a lot of problem, detrimental impact, because this is an acid and it create a lot of generally it will create erosion in the structures, both natural and man-made structures will create a lot of erosion. Similarly, the sulfur dioxide create when it is entered into the water bodies, you know that the pH, okay, of the water will be changed and it will create more and more acidic, okay, and the acidic pH will be created that totally disrupt the ecosystems, okay. And this is the detrimental impact due to acid rain. Lot of global, a lot of problems are happening in the several places in the ecosystem, okay. This is the one of the detrimental impact. There are a lot of other detrimental impact also, but commonly that is due to sulfur, the detrimental impact, okay, especially that contribute to the improper cycling of the sulfur content, and that create lot of sulfur content in the in the sulfur dioxide emission from the factories, and that is contributed to the lot of pollution also to the ecosystem, okay. This is the detrimental impact. Then so coming to the conclusion, I would like to conclude the sulfur cycle. So we have discussed initially we have discussed what is the relevance of sulfur, why sulfur is very important, because it is a major component in the sulfur containing amino acid that produce the stability of the protein, and the 10th most important element in the ecosystem, and it exists various forms. And the relevance of sulfur cycle, because the importance of sulfur contribute a lot of relevance to the proper cycling of sulfate derivatives in the ecosystem. The major steps that is involved in the sulfur cycle, okay, the major process, this is not nitrogen, this is sulfur, okay. The major steps of a sulfur cycle, that is dissimilation, assimilation, then oxidation, both aerobic and anaerobic respiration, okay. So these are the major important steps, okay. Then here you can see the role of microorganism, okay. Lot of microorganism plays a very vital role, both phototrophic and chemotrophic microorganisms, okay. Sulfur oxidizers are there, sulfur reducers are there, okay. So that will be both assimilatory pathways and dissimilatory pathways are there. The next one, detrimental impact. Okay, detrimental impact of the, it is mainly we have discussed, that is acid rain. Okay, so that is the detrimental impact. Then these are the textbook that is illustrated in your syllabus to refer, in addition to lot of online resources and very good international review papers, nice review papers you can refer, and other, in addition to that, lot of textbooks also you can refer. So this is all about sulfur cycle. Thank you for watching, and if you are having any clarification, you can ask me. So have a great day.